Right, I'm not going to lie to yous. I can't be arsed editing this. I'm just back from my holidays a few years ago. I'm physically, emotionally, mentally drained. The last thing I want to do is sit and have to, screen capture every single fucking tweet and put it in this video. So, sorry there's no editing. Just enjoy. I'm now off to my bed. I'll catch you after. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. A couple of things to address before we go on any further. First thing, angle and a little bit behind me looks different. The room is getting done up, it's getting changed about a bit. So right now I'm working for a temporary desk, which is why things look a bit different. And that's why the door's lying open as well, because the new floorboards are restricting my door from shutting. So enjoy the noise from downstairs that's probably going to intrude in this video, and also the backdrop of the staircase. Please enjoy. It's a nice a bit of courteousness from me to let you see out there. And also, sorry about the week without videos. Obviously been away to Zante, just back, voice as you could tell, a bit gubbed. I'm just happy to be back now, make some videos. Let's get back on the grind again. An interesting week to say the least for Celtic. A painful week to say the least for Celtic. Jesus, this voice isn't going to be good, is it? So, we've had a difficult week to come off, and that is why today I'm going to talk about a few things in the second episode of the CFC Q&A, the Celtic weekly Q&A, answer questions from past, present and future. You know what to do. Follow the Twitter handle that is on screen, send in your questions every week when I put up the tweet, and we're going to get right into this second episode, just give my opinions to a few things that's happened. There's been some transfer news, a lot is kicking off this week, a lot to talk about, and not just this video but videos throughout the week. We've made life difficult for ourselves in a lot of ways, and we've got to talk about each thing quite in depth probably. So there will be another few videos out this week, but we'll try and cover as much as we can in this video of the questions that have been asked on Twitter. Let's go and see what we've been left so far. First question is from Jordan Gray, saying, how far in Europe do I think we'll get this season? Right now, it's a difficult place for Celtic. So this is coming off the back of the Athens game. I didn't get to review, of course, wasn't here to do so, wasn't able to make a video. We've left ourselves in a tricky position now as to whether we get through to the next round of the Champions League qualifiers, and questioning whether or not we have the quality to get through the Champions League qualifiers fully again into the group stage. Now, I'm a firm believer, and I always am optimistic every year that we can make the Champions League. I always feel like we're good enough, and I always feel like we are better than the teams we play, but we've landed one of these games again. We've made life really difficult for ourselves. We've done it over the last 2 years. Last year it was Rosenborg. The year before that it was Astana. There's always one tie that we love to just, put the fear in the fans and really give us something to doubt and question. And this is the one stage of the year, the one game of the year, the one tie where every Celtic fan starts to arguing amongst themselves on Twitter's disagreements everywhere. Everyone starts to say the team's fucking useless. Like, we've just came off the back of winning 2 trebles. We're a good team. Just, you got to remember, teams like Athens aren't bad. We were piss poor the other night. There's no question about that. We weren't good enough. And that's why we didn't get the win, but we are still a quality side. We can make the Champions League. Circumstances can make things very difficult, and Athens are also up for it. They're no diddy team. They're the Greek champions, a decent league, a very competitive league. In fact, you've got teams like Olympiacos, Panathinaikos up there, so it's not an easy team to beat. We've just made life difficult. So whether we'll get to the Champions League group stage or not is yet to see. If we do make it through, in hindsight, or presumably whatever you want to use, if we do go through, it depends on the group ultimately how far in Europe we can get. Ideally you want to see Celtic get to the knockout stages. Whether we can make it that far or not, different story. You just got to wait to see the group stages for whatever competition we are tied into. But right now I'm firmly believing that we will get to the Champions League group stage, but we could be going to Europa League. Just need to wait and see. Also, I'm just back today, so excuse the state I'm in. I'm very greasy and such. It's just, I'm just literally back hours ago. Adam King has asked something in relation to that, saying, do I think we'll get past Athens? If we don't, do I think we'll go far in Europa League? Just to quickly answer, because I basically summed up, I firmly believe we can beat Athens. It's going to be difficult, but Athens can very much beat us as well. So it could go either way, but I'm confident we'll make it through. If we don't, then Europa League, we need to aim for the last 16. We need to improve on last season and the last 32. We just need to constantly take steps. That's where I'd like to ideally see the team get to in the Europa League. Daniel Leach says, thoughts on Emilio Izaguirre's return to Celtic? Well, something I've not got to talk about yet in the channel, isn't it? He's back. After only leaving us, after giving the cunt 2 farewells. We wished him farewell when Dyla went, we wished him farewell when he actually went, and now he's back. So, you know, he loves the club. He's passionate for the club. And we needed someone in that position as a backup to Kieran Tierney. We don't have depth at left back. The only other option to Tierney we had last season was Calvin Miller, who naturally isn't a left back. So, you know, we always needed someone to come in, and Emilio Zagari has stepped up. He's taken that place. He's more than happy to sit and be a backup defender. Now, in his last season at Celtic, he never really got much of a show and much of a run out to prove that he has still got quality to him. But he's a player who we know in the past has been absolutely unreal for Celtic. As time went on, he's not been as good a player, but he's still a decent player. I imagine he'll do his job well this season and being that backup. We just need to obviously hope nothing happens to Tierney that will keep him out for long term or anything like that. But he's a fine backup, fine replacement. And it's good to have him back at the club because he's a good wee character, and he loves the club. And if you have someone that loves the club, it's always nice. It's always an added bonus when they're a fan. Alex asked, I think Celtic can win the treble this season. Ultimately, I don't see any reason as to why not. Obviously, there's going to be difficult teams and teams that are always up for it in cup competitions that make life hard. And this year it might not be as easy. It might not be a walk in the park to go and win a treble. It never is a walk in the park to win a treble. It's always going to be difficult. So this year, I don't see any reason as to why we won't. But realistically, maybe this is the season we don't take all 3 trophies home. We've done it 2 years in a row now. I mean, something surely is pointing to someone else will win something. I'm firmly believing we will win the league. As for the 2 cups, we just need to wait and see what teams we're drawing and through the certain stages. And the cup is always different. Teams always want to put a big fight in and try and get their place at Hampden. So you never know. But why not? Why could we not win it? Give me a reason why Celtic can't win the treble this season. So I suppose we always could. Will we? I don't know. Asked what was the first Celtic game I ever went to. I've got the ticket on my wall, in fact. It was against Inverness in 2008. Sean Maloney was the only goal scorer. We won 1-0. December, I think it was. So that in section 118. Interestingly. Adam asked, can I ever see Celtic winning another European trophy in my lifetime? What do we need to win something that big? Well, it's quite simple. What we need is the English Premier League or a similar league system where every team is given that much money to spend. Now, I know I say that, saying the English Premier League, suggesting that teams from the English Premier League go and win the fucking leagues, because they don't. They've not won it since 2012. But we need that sort of income. We need those players. But we're a far cry away from that. Why is my realistically, in my lifetime in the Scottish Premiership, will we ever win the Champions League? Probably not. It would take a miracle. An absolute miracle. It would take a Leicester type miracle. But we need the investment that those teams have that allow us to attract players that are Champions League winning quality. With a team that we have right now, it's never going to happen. And I don't imagine that changing much over the next, whatever time. So I doubt it in my lifetime, sadly, unless, Scottish football changes or the rest of football changes for the better, where it doesn't become such a money-dominated sport, and the Premier League is put up on this pendulum that it's so much better than everything else. We need equal money rights and laws and stuff. We just need it to be back to normal, and it's getting out of hand, and it's stopping teams like Celtic getting decent runs in the Champions League, which is annoying, but currently it's what we've got to deal with. Second question, Fredo Forrester asked, he said, if Celtic don't manage 10 in a row and fail to do it, should Brendan Rodgers stay or should he go? If we weren't to win the league this season, depending on how tragically it would go, I would not sack Brendan Rodgers. I don't know how any fan could sit there and say he deserves a sack. The guy has brought us a double treble, an invincible season, Champions League football 2 out of 2 seasons. He has been marvellous and one of the greatest leaders and managers in the club's history already in such a short space of time. If we were to lose the league this season, disastrously, and I don't believe we could, but if we were to do so, you have to look at the surroundings as to how badly it went, what happened. How did the team cohesion get to that point? What's happening behind the scenes? You've got to assess everything before you just go, right, results out the pan. If it got to the point where everybody had fallen out because of Brendan Rodgers, he wasn't motivated to beat the club, he didn't want to beat the club, then maybe you do let him go. But if consequences and scenarios were the same as what they are in this day, I couldn't sit down and sack Brendan Rodgers, no. Ross Ferns, did John McGinn make the wrong decision signing for Aston Villa? Well, you know what, he's already doing well. He's played 1 game, he got 2 assists at the weekend for Villa. He's going to have a fantastic season in the Championship and could very well find himself playing in the Premier League next season. Whereas at Celtic, he could have been sitting on the bench, struggling to get in the first team. as much as I'd love to have him, as much as I wanted to see him become a Celtic player, and I'm gutted, so gutted that he's not, maybe the best move for his career, and not Celtics fans' careers, not Celtic, related, him himself, maybe the best move for him was to go to Aston Villa. He's getting more money, he's getting more football, maybe that was the right thing to do. It could swing the other way. He could become one of these unknown, forgotten Scottish players who went to England and completely flopped. But I firmly believe that won't happen to John McGinn. I firmly believe he's a quality player with a lot to offer to a lot of teams, and he could be finding himself in the Premier League very soon. Now, still a player I'd happily take with open arms to Celtic if it did go downwards at Aston Villa for him, because I think he's cracking. But maybe for himself it was the right move for his career. For Celtic fans and for me, it's annoying. I wanted to see him become a Celtic player. Some didn't, but I really did. So obviously it's annoying for me, but for John McGinn, that was probably a smart move on his part to have a regular footballing career rather than having to sit there for Ncham, Brown, McGregor, Roderick. He's got to be in the team week in, week out at Villa. Final question today then, and it's questions relating Scott Sinclair. Do I think he should leave? Is his time up? Is he done at Celtic? I think against Hearts yesterday, when we were all very poor, to be fair, the team was poor, I think the only really valid attacking option in that first half was him, was Scott Sinclair. He looked sharp enough. Look, he's nowhere near as good as what he was in that first season for Celtic, and I think it's going to be very difficult, and he's going to struggle to ever hit those heights again. It was a remarkable season. So to ask that again of him, it's a big ask. It's going to require a lot. I don't think we're going to see something like that again from Scott Sinclair. We just need to hope that he can find some form, bag in goals again, and be a real contribution to the team. Last season he was poorish. This season he's got off to a dodgy start. We just need to give him time, be patient. I don't think by any means we should get rid of him. He's a cracking player, he's got quality, and we know that. He just needs to show it more consistently now, because that's what he's dropping down on, consistency. So if he can hit that performance level and just keep it going, we could see a great Scott Sinclair at Celtic again. I don't think we should be that hasty to get rid of him. But that does it for this episode of the CFC Q&A. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your opinions and such in the comments below as well. You know how to get involved. Next week's episode, get on Twitter, follow the page at CFC118, at CFCQA118. If you've enjoyed, like and subscribe. See you all next time.